Anytime. All good. All right.
Okay.
Good to see everybody. Hopefully you were there this morning. It was 7:30 California, 10:30 Eastern. Monday Millionaireship Zoom never ceases to amaze everyone. Today we covered a lot on Las Vegas. Last week, if you missed it, man, that was amazing on the product. I mean, it made you feel like if you're not on this product, you're crazy, right? So was everybody there? Was everybody there last Monday?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, then
Yes,
then you
sir.
then you know you can't let go of the product for sure after listening to all the Darren Long crossing all the T's, dotting all the I's, and that's good to grab some clips off of our Facebook so you can share some of that knowledge with individuals that you think need to hear it. And then today, of course, was the importance of the events. You know, events changed our career, changed our lives, and Pradeep will tell you the same thing. He was at an event where I attended, and we're able to connect the first time, and definitely life changing. So I can't emphasize, how important this is. What we want to do with this event is because the team is still very young and small, right? Because we're just getting started. And this includes the global team, not just the USA team is fairly, very, very new and young and everything else. So to have this type of an event, we really want to focus and maximize the efforts leading up to the event. So what I would share with all of you is that, what's powerful and you want to use as a tool and an asset and leverage is the fact that Mr. Pradeep, coach coming out there from Dubai, has decided to come early to the United States.
Mhm.
And so now what you want to say is, okay, if this guy's coming out here weeks before the event, how can we utilize his time best, right? So I would definitely take advantage of that and use him as one of the tools in your tool belt to help escalate your business to another level. Because what ends up happening, whether it's prospects, whether it's your team, whether it's your buddy Joe or your friend Sally, when they have somebody that's out of town, let's call them the out of town expert, coming all the way from another land, from I don't know that flight. When I used to go to Dubai, I think it was like 16 hours when I used to go to Dubai. And that was nonstop. So you can imagine if you have a stop along the way, it's even longer. So somebody coming all the way from Dubai, it makes Sally pay more attention. Like, who's this and what? And they're coming out from where? It's the out of town expert or the out of town guest. It makes Tom say, hey, you know what? I've known you since college, buddy. But now, when he hears Pradeep talking and Pradeep says, he came all the way from Dubai, it's like, why is he coming out here to the United States and what is he talking about? And so it adds a whole other element to your team, to your guests, to your prospects, to your leaders. It just adds another element. So I would use that to build my business. So what we want to do though is figure out, how soon do we want Pradeep out here, right? Do we have enough people, volume, and activity to keep him busy, or not? And he could come out a week early, or he can come out 3 weeks early, or a month early. But it just, if he comes out, let's focus on how much production we can get done and how busy we can keep him. Because I'll tell you, you talking to your prospect all day long is one thing, but then if you have a three-way conversation of a person that's in front of them at Starbucks or wherever, that came out from Dubai for a reason, that's one thing. So there'll be private meetings, with certain key individuals that you may want to put in front of Pradeep, but there'll also be events that are like mini events. And we were talking about an executive luncheon, right? So back in the day, we'd do a luncheon where, it'd probably be about 20 people at a restaurant, and it adds impact, and it's social, it's food, it's a restaurant. So it's you plus one, at least, you and your guest. And if you have 10 people that are bringing one guest each, you've got a table of 20 right there. So we're talking about executive luncheons, which, is a presentation and a luncheon. And then we were talking about a regular business opportunity presentation, maybe twice a week, a Tuesday night and a Thursday night, like that. And then of course, key people, three-way meetings and stuff, whether it's a Starbucks or whatever. And then of course, a Saturday training, getting everybody bonded into a Saturday training. So all these little events happening before Las Vegas, right? So California is where Pradeep was going to start. But if there's a possibility that, like I said, I know all the teams are young, that we have enough activity somewhere on the East Coast, he's definitely open to that as well. We just need to make sure that we have activity and can get people in front of him. But at the end of the day, what this does for you all is it creates money. It creates a check. It puts money in your pockets, right? It creates product movement. It creates prospects saying, yes, I want to join this thing. And then it also creates that activity that leads to Las Vegas. Because, if I was a brand new person and I caught the vision and I, spoke with Delvin and Pradeep at the same time, I'd be like, man, I want to join you guys. And then you guys tell me there's something happening in Vegas. Well, I know Vegas is a great fun thing, this, that, but now I get to meet a group of successful entrepreneurs and find out really what this company's about and make a commitment to learn. I'd be in Vegas, even though I just signed up yesterday, so you're going to get that too. So you're going to get people in Vegas that say, hey, you know what? I met this guy from Dubai, and then I made a decision to show up in Vegas and join the team and do this and do that. So that's really what we're looking forward to happen with this tour, let's call it. But Pradeep, maybe you want to add to that, or we can just go and talk to the leaders here and figure out, what's the best way and how busy can we keep you?
Chief, as far as I'm concerned, I've been doing a lot of talking to people online and trying to actually make my personal prosperity list in California. And I used to study in the US, but from all the friends I had, only one person is in California, and he's the only one there. I know a lot of people in the East Coast. However, knowing that you're in California and, TJ and Donna in California, Laura is in California, I thought it's a very strong base because we already have a lot of signups from California. So, I'm open, but I need to know dates because that's actually hampering my local tour in Dubai. So, I need to actually give them a date here. I need to give them a date there and, just make this happen. So it's basically a leadership call.
Okay. So let's, is Laura here?
Laura was just here. She just arrived from Arizona. So she's actually on her way home, but
okay.
I will be passing this on to Laura.
Okay, no problem. Or if she pops back in, we can communicate with her there.
Right.
I see Terrence on. I don't see Don, or maybe he turned his camera off. Terrence, what do you think? How can we utilize Pradeep best when he comes out here to California?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm on a bad phone. It's probably staticky, but I think once Pradeep get here, we just the leaders here, we can have some small meetings. Maybe a few meetings a day throughout the day. We could set something up like we said, having like a super Saturday where we can invite people from all the leaders and meeting location between the Bay Area and Sacramento. But I just think we just need to get together. And then I talked to Pamela out there in Sacramento and Don. We just, and as well as Dr. Brown and Art, there's locations we can set up something. And we talked about even doing some things in Denny's allow you to hold meetings in there. They have like a conference room in the back. You can invite 20, 30 people. It's not real expensive. Everyone pretty much get a meal and we can host meetings there. But it's more like, just do some quick hits, a couple hours here, a couple hours there. We can do one in Sacramento, do one in Vallejo or Concord, and end the night in Oakland, something like that. But I just think we need to definitely make use of his time when he get here.
So you feel you can get the team to start inviting guests and to build up stuff like that, that we can have events like that?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's worth go for it. You know what I mean? We have nothing else but gain.
Yeah, yes. Mel, this is Don. We are already in that mode where we're actually starting to do the Denny events. The pandemic lets up tomorrow. That means that all the areas will be open for us to be able to go into these different areas. And that was our goal, was to start doing events at the Denny's. And like he said, like Theron said, all it requires is a meal. So we are able to accomplish that all the way from Sacramento to Antioch. We got people in Antioch, we got people in Concord, and we can do those also up here in Richmond. So we can definitely get that started, and we will be getting that started this week. So when Pradeep do come, we'll be able to just bring them in as a guest, and then we're going to also get a couple of hotels lined up. And our goal right now is to get as many signups. I think right now we're right at about 235 people. We're trying to get that to at least over 500 about the time you get here. So make use of his time. And have business opportunities with Denny's, and then we can have a luncheon, and then Pradeep also said something that was really, we can have like the round table where you have several leaders there interviewing one-on-one, then he close them out. So I think all of these strategies are definitely feasible, and we can get them accomplished.
Okay, good, good. You know, you want to rally everybody up and have everybody massively inviting. You know, you want to do lots of inviting for all these different events. The key areas we want to hit. I know I see Mrs. Pamela Barrow Brooks there. She's out there in Sacramento, and I know I think it's Art. Is Art in Sacramento too?
Petaluma.
Petaluma. Okay, okay. I know he goes to Sacramento quite a bit. Seems like.
Yeah, church is there.
Okay, okay, his church. Okay, good, good. So if we know people that we can invite in the Sacramento area, of course, we want to do events out there. I know Mrs. Karen Littlejohn is in Merced. Karen, if you can hear me, Karen, how far is Merced from the Bay Area?
About 2 hours.
About 2 hours, okay. And I was also suggesting that Pradeep could be out in San Jose, because that's right near the airport, the international airport there, in case he needs to, you know, fly to Los Angeles or fly, you know, wherever it's quick needed. You know, Arizona, Los Angeles, it's easy to just be there. So from San Jose, I would assume it's probably
About
2
an
hours
hour.
also.
About an hour and a half, you know, not the other way, but like to the side, you know, how 680, I got to get from, what is it, 59? 59 to 680.
Okay,
So it's
okay.
like to the side, you know,
Yep. Now I know, Karen, you and
because I'm on the
Betty
90, I'm on the 99.
off the 99. Okay. So I know you and Betty and the team over there, you know, you've got some good people. We could do an event in Merced. You think you could rally up teammates and guests?
Yes, we could. That would be great.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, you could put that on your map, Pradeep.
What's it called?
I know we've got good activity out in that area, and that would be a good event. And then, you know, you guys, Don and Terrence and people in the Bay Area, you know, you don't want to just have that event and not show up and help participate, right? So you might have people that are, I mean, it's a whole valley area there in Merced, and you might have people in that city or that city that's close enough to come as guests, but you also want to support those events and support
We'll
those
be
people.
there.
Yeah.
We'll be there.
Yeah, and meet all the new teammates and stuff, you know, and be leaders like that, where you're encouraging and meeting a lot of the new people in Merced in that area. So it becomes an opportunity here over the next 30 days where, you know, you could go to these different places, but you get to, you know, really meet the people that you might have only seen on Zoom the first time or second time or third time. So yes, let's
Yes,
put
we can
Merced on
definitely
there. Yep.
rotate. Yeah, we can rotate from Sacramento to
Sacramento,
Merced.
definitely.
I was also thinking Concord, and then probably Vallejo, because Art and them can come from Petaluma to Vallejo.
Okay. And Concord
Or-
also can cover pretty much the entire East Bay. It's not a big deal for people to travel
Absolutely.
30 minutes this way or 30 minutes that way. There comes Art. Hey, Art, how you doing? We were just talking about you. Good to see you. Yeah, so, you know, whether it's Petaluma, Vallejo, you know, kind of create central locations, you know, Concord definitely. And there's lots of prospects in all those areas that we all know, right?
Mhm. Yes.
Okay. And you know, it's the same thing. Let's all support each other's areas. If it is an hour away, it's worth it, you know. And
Yes.
you get to experience different people, different testimonials, different product experiences, you know, different financial growth from the different teams, and meet some of the people that you've been seeing here on Zoom. And then lots of new people that get encouraged because, you know, at the end of the day, I know the team is small, so it might only be 11 people, but you know, if you come out and commit and support and everything else, then it might be 17 people, it might be 22 people. I mean, that, you know, I always feel the larger group and audience creates more of a uh, enlightened experience or synergistic experience, and it just adds to it. So it's that famous thing, you know, sometimes you need the meeting or sometimes the meeting needs you. And right now, you know, us participating in support, it adds bodies to the room, it adds energy to the room, and it adds your testimonial, you know, because like Terrence, you've got a product testimonial, it adds a testimonial, right, to the room. So don't be afraid while Pradeep's here to go the extra mile, so to speak.
Now, Mel, what I was also thinking is that we will get this rotation of the West in California, but I was also thinking that if we can have Pradeep down here early enough, we would definitely want him to take advantage of the East Coast because he knows a lot of people out there already. And we got a team that's growing. I would want to be able to share him with them. And I think it would be very beneficial.
Yeah, we talked about that as well. The thing is, like, okay, for example, Paul Jackson, Deacon Paul Jackson, Robert Smith, they're in the Maryland, Washington, D.C. area, right? And then you've got Miss Melissa
Yes.
Lambert, who's out. Melissa's out there in the Florida, you know, Florida area. So, you know, it's two different things right there, right? So I was suggesting that, you know, it's based upon activity and volume, you know, where we have some moving and shaking going on, you know, because you could say, hey, you know, my cousin signed up in New York, but my cousin hasn't even started yet or become a team builder yet. I don't think Pradeep should go all the way to New York for my cousin, right? I mean, it's
No
just
way.
not, right? So it's where we have a concentration of activity.
Okay.
I know Miss Dana Johnson and Melissa Lambert. I mean, Pradeep was talking to me that they're on to a great start. And so, you know, there might be enough activity. I mean, everybody's still young in the business, but if there's enough activity, then sure, then Pradeep should make the, you know, the trip out there.
Absolutely. So we were talking about dates and what would be a good time for him to get out here. Now we talked about it a little bit extensively, and we realized that flying that flight 18 hours, we want to definitely have some jet lag. So we want to give him some time to kind of refresh. So we're thinking July 3rd would be, give him a couple of days to get himself together, and then we all the activity, the massive action starts on the 5th, July 5th.
Right after the holiday, right after the July 4th.
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. Yeah, so I mean, that's coming real early. So he's got a lot of good time to help develop everybody, you know, and there'll be trainings also. I mean, Pradeep's been a phenomenal trainer. You already see him as a great trainer on Zoom, but in person, it's another dynamic. It's a whole other dynamic. So there'll be some Super Saturday trainings that I know Pradeep will do. Lloyd
And-
Gibson, I expect you to be at every single event for 30 days straight. Don't miss it.
And also, I think looking at the whole picture, he was wanting us to be able to take advantage of that July 15th promotion, so that if a lot of people are right on the curve of making that, we can get that accomplished. So that they can get the promotion trip.
Yep, yep. And so that's where you want a lot of the people that have joined this month, but they're not team builder yet, to get the vision, get to team builder, get some checks going, and have enough time to hit that promotion if they need to hit that promotion. But I'll tell you this is that, you know, you get the promotion, go to Vegas. You don't get the promotion. Let's say you made 1,400 instead of 1,800, still go to Vegas, right? Everybody goes to Vegas. It doesn't matter. You know, it's just because some people, they start off like a firecracker, right? And some people, they evolve into a rocket ship. It just, everybody's at a different stage, you know? Some people have a job when they start that's keeping them real busy, so they start very part-time. Some people have a lot more time. So it doesn't matter where your growth hits momentum. It could be in the beginning, it could be in the middle, it could be, you know, whenever. So that's why I say it just doesn't matter. It's when you get it, when your mind just says, man, let me focus more here. And that's what Vegas will do for some people. It'll get them to wake up and say, man, now I need to really take it seriously, right? And that's what we want. And so get everybody to Vegas, you know, whether they just joined yesterday, whether they're team builder, whether they've been in for a month or two, they need it, because it'll be a wake up call for them or their team for sure.
Hey,
Now,
Mel,
it's going to be a ticketed event.
can you hear
Yeah.
me? It's TJ. Don,
Yes. We can hear you.
Go ahead.
I got a couple. They joined. They're joining the renowned team. Husband and wife were on the international call this morning, and they said if they came down on the bus, and they are joining today, they said the event's on the 7th, a Saturday. So we did create this bus to get to Vegas. If they got there Friday, could we accommodate the hotel we're staying for the stay? And then what time is the event starting on Saturday?
Okay, good question. So, you know, the event is on Saturday. I suggest people, you know, well, international is going to arrive much earlier, but you know, if you're in California, you know, the bus ain't going, you know, super fast. So it's going to take 8 hours, maybe, who knows, 10 hours, right? To get all the way to Vegas. So I definitely arrive on Thursday, Friday latest.
Yeah. Okay.
So
And
right
after-
now, what we're working on is the final location, because we've got we started with like 13 venues or hotels. We're down to 3 that's going to do it, and then once that's done, we're also trying to get a room block, which will give you a heavily discounted price, hopefully, on the rooms. So we're working on a room block right now, but let's see, you know, and then. We will announce the schedule and the agenda. So, you know, roughly you want to say it's going to be about a 9 or 10 a.m. start. And then depending on how much we have on that calendar for the day, I mean, it's going to be a full day. It's going to be a full day. And then don't forget, we've got the gala dinner as well. So it's a good schedule coming together.
And Mel, it is there. This is going to be a ticketed event, right? Where we're going to actually be able to sell some tickets for entry.
Yeah. Of course, the early bird pricing tickets. Once we get the venue locked down and the final costs, then we'll be able to know what that price will be. So
Okay.
I'm hoping, you know, by the end of the afternoon today or by tomorrow we have that locked in. So I'm just waiting for that phone call and news.
Okay.
Perfect. So can I have I ask a question, Mel? So quick question regarding the morning. I know that when we do like events, they normally have like an opportunity overview for say in case we have any guests that we wanted to invite for the morning hour? Are we going to do an hour of opportunity event just in case we do have some prospects in Las Vegas, or are we just going to have it all Renal family?
No, that's definitely a great question there, Melissa. We've done it both ways in the past. I remember we had a large event in Atlanta, Georgia. This was where I think it was probably, I was pretty large. I mean, it was like maybe 600 people, 700 people, something like that. And what it was the leaders, they did a business opportunity presentation before the actual event started. And I thought that was great because they were able to, fill the room beyond the 700 because they had a bunch of guests. So it was actually standing room only. So it really looked great for the guests, and it was very, very impactful. So it really depends on if we feel that, we can really make it happen and we can really bring guests and all that kind of thing. But I would recommend doing it that way where, it's organized by the leadership. So yourself, Melissa, Dana Johnson, Pradeep, Don Joseph, you guys are all coordinating, a business opportunity presentation that happens before the actual event, right? And that's where we can bring the guests. I like that idea.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea, to be honest with you.
I was going to suggest a morning coffee, meeting early morning, get them out there, tell them to come have coffee with us and a presentation. And that will help to bring in more people that's local as well.
Absolutely.
I don't think we should do coffee though. We can do, come drink a sip of water with us.
We're going to have water. We're going to serve black water, but I'm just saying like a morning.
I didn't hear what'd you say, Melissa?
I said, we're not going to be promoting no coffee. We're going to say, come drink a little sip of water with us.
There
Some
you
black
go.
mineral water.
There you go. There you go. No, we could definitely do that. And if we can fit it into the thing, maybe we'll have some pastries. So pastries and black water, whatever, to get the kind of morning started. Yeah.
Right.
Awesome. I love that. So what we can do is, I guess, if we can have like a designated coordination team that will be doing that, so we can at least, have exactly who is going to do the first half of the presentation and who will be doing the other half, so we can make sure it's not one person doing the full presentation, and we just execute that so we can make sure we have a good closer. And Pradeep, we know for a fact he's a great closer at the end. We just need to make sure we have a upbeat person in the beginning and a great closer at the end as well.
So
Yeah,
did I hear you
definitely.
volunteer for that, Melissa? Is that what I'm hearing?
Say it again.
Is that what I'm hearing? You just volunteered for that?
Yeah. We're on it now, Melissa.
I don't mind. I'm 100% closer, so I don't mind doing it.
There you go. There you go. No, I mean, that's right. We want it strong. We want it impactful. And it's an opportunity, it's a situation where we get to utilize this event to help even guests get a big picture. So yeah, I vote for that. One thing that'll help you guys out, because I'm not in on all these details. Even all this room block stuff. You've got Brooke and her team that are working on the venue and the room block and all those kinds of things. So I don't really get involved in all those, details. But who you're going to meet is our VP, Mr. Sonu Sandhu. He actually has been out of the loop a little bit right now for personal reasons, right? But he's coming in here hot now, ready to really, support all of you. And what he's great at is helping all of you organize that type of an event, a situation, kind of like how you just said, Melissa. And so can't wait for you guys all to meet him and work with him. And he'll be like the main organizer of the event, and he'll be able to, roll out the whole schedule, the agenda. He's worked with me for over 15 years, and we've done events in every country you can think of. And so he's really good with that. And so you'll get a lot of insight on how this is exactly going to transpire as the day, but also for this business opportunity presentation. Because at the end of the day, that's super important. We can create volume going up to Vegas, but also in Vegas. And I'll tell you, Don and Terrence, you in California, there's a lot of people over the last 5-6 years that have moved to Las Vegas. So there's a lot of good contacts out there. And Lloyd shaking your head, you know. In addition to that, it's even easy conversation when you in Vegas to talk to people, because you can say, hey, I'm from Oakland and the Raiders are from Oakland and now I'm in Vegas. And, you know, what do you know about that? And then all of a sudden the conversation goes, you know, the silver and black might need black water, and you hold up the black water. I can't even see it on my, there you go. There you go. There you go. So it's easy conversation coming from California to Vegas to have prospects just right there in Vegas that even come in and show up at the event, right?
Chief, if I can
Oh, love
actually make
that.
a small input now. When we actually had that event in Cebu, we had all of these people from all over the world flying to Cebu for the event.
Right.
And what these people did for that entire 3-4 days, they were having presentations in the same hotel in Cebu.
The hotel that hosted the event.
Exactly. They were having these small coffee shop meetings, and
Mhm.
suddenly, you know, Girish Nair would pass or I would pass, and they would say, you know, this is the superstar from Juba. That became this thing, and that actually helped a lot of people sign up on the spot and buy the ticket and attend the event 2 days, 3 days later.
Right. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So there is a group, the UK group, Chief, Rania, Hanno, and all. They are planning to actually come 2 to 3 days earlier. They want to do some shopping, but also try to actually see what they can actually pick from Vegas, show them the plan, you know, and use, because, you know, the whole performing team is there in Vegas, you know, pretty much speaking many languages.
Right.
Like, you know, we'd have Spanish speakers, Arabic speakers, Indians, you know, you name it, and we'd actually have it. So they were actually using that to actually get the closings. And that I thought was very smart. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you'll have people that join that say, hey, you know, I was just talking to this girl and she came in from London and said that, you know, the company paid for her to be there. And I asked her what she was there for. And she said she found her plan B. And then, you know, I asked what it was, and she gave me a taste of the black water. And, you know, I came to the Vegas event, and, you know, it's going to be somebody's story. It's going to be somebody's story.
Right.
Yeah. It's good.
Yeah, I actually had a question. That was what I was thinking, Chief. Will it be a meet and greet like Friday night? And, you know, not only that, I know Don, you know, as many times as we've been there, if we could have some like invitations or flyers where we could pass out to, you know, introduce it as well. So, but
well, let's talk
Friday
about
night.
let's talk about the meet and greet, Lloyd. You know, I'll tell you this. You know, my wife and I, as we built our distributorship, you know, that time they used to call it distributors, right? Distributorship. At every event, we had our own team event, right? And so that would be the meet and greet, because we'd have people coming from different areas, and then some people that, you know, out of state and all that kind of stuff. But we'd have our own meet and greet event. So like the main event is Saturday. So, you know, if you and your team want to do a meet and greet event, it would be your team's event, and that would be a smart move. And we always did that. We had our event before the event for our team. And, you know, this is kind of cool, because right now our whole world, because the pandemic, has been this Zoom stuff. So many people have never shook hands, given each other a hug, and really know each other, but they kind of know, like they know you because they see you every day on Zoom. They see you all the time on Zoom, right? But now it gives them a chance to meet and greet in person. And so I would say it's critical that you guys have a team event that connects everybody. And, you know, it could just be over a little bit of, you know, whatever, hors d'oeuvres and yada, yada, and wherever, you know, do something.
Yeah. Okay.
Mel,
I should plan that.
Mel, another thing, Mel, that is very important. We don't know where we're at with the marketing materials at this time. But, you know, I know in order for it to be successful, we're definitely going to need to have the brochures and some of the well, cards and stuff we can get later, but we need brochures, flyers, just information with Renown Global on it, because right now everything is just Black MP. And I know you're working on that process, but I was just trying to get a timetable to how close are we to fruition?
I think we're pretty close. I mean, I can get an update. I'll ask Brooke to get an update, or you can even, because you're on the WhatsApp leaders thing over there. Just send her a quick note and say, hey, do we have an ETA on that? And she'll be able to pinpoint with her and her team on where we are with that.
Excellent.
With that too, Mel, I was going to ask if we have some high resolution pictures that we can, do some to get us going in terms of Melissa and I were looking at doing what we've been asking for high resolution pictures so that we can do that because we do a layout, get it approved, send it through Vistaprint and, and go from there. Because I plan on getting some banners made up. I have planned on getting some, those little wavy banner things. I can ask some of my business owners if I can put that out in front of their businesses and stuff.
For sure. Yeah, we already have. Oh, go ahead, Melissa. Sorry.
Yeah, because I have my team ready to do the full marketing layouts of everything, but we just needed some type of high resolution. So if we can get that, I can have my team create the brochure, some postcards, some business cards, and then I will then have them also upload it to a Vistaprint and be able to give everybody access for them to just go there and just print out whatever they want. But I just need to have all the information. So I believe in quality. Right. This is the face of our company, just like, this is our baby. And we want to make sure whatever is going out goes out with class and with elegance, right? And professionalism. So if we can get any information from Brooke or the team for us to kind of go ahead and start the layout prior to it going to any print or any Vistaprint, I will send it back over for you guys to to okay everything, and then we can now start, because they can give that to me within 3 to 4 days. I can have them finish everything up.
Okay, certainly we have that. I think it's called a CDR file, or I don't know, whatever it's called. But yeah, the high resolution, I know exactly what you guys are talking about, and we'll shoot that over to you. And I like that, go and do your thing, and we create quality, good looks, show it to us as a company, so we make sure there's no crazy claims or something weird on there. But other than that, that's a great idea. So we can get that to you right away.
Sounds great. Thank you so much.
Most of the things that we're going to use is that's already out there in terms of what's on the website. We're not going to recreate. It's just making sure that the layout is professionally done and crisp looking. And so we will be careful as to what goes in there, and of course comes back to you all for approval.
Yeah. But I like the fact that you guys understand duplicating quality and branding. It's brand image, and we want to keep that up there for sure.
And Chief, we used to use these business cards as a prospecting tool out here in Dubai. Mm-hmm. So when I come there, we need a lot of business cards because there are a lot of people we can actually pull into the business just by being in coffee shops, making some small noise, and actually let that spread all over town.
Right.
Also, Chief, if it's okay with you, I'm going to be created. We have to also do two things. I know that, I'm an old school person. I like things tangible in my hands, feel it, touch it, and everything like that. But where the world is going is everything is digital. Like right now, one of my business, I have a digital business card, right? So one of my partners, he's going to help me to put together my digital business card for Renown. So if everything looks okay on the digital side of that platform, I want to send it to you so you can see how it looks. If that's okay, I would love to share that with people, because with the digital card, all you have to do is have them scan or click on a button inside of your digital card, and it downloads everything to their phone.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've heard of that. I've seen that one time. Yeah.
So to me, so when you're at an event, you can say, hey, just pull out your phone and I can give you all my information, scan everything, download to their phone, and you have their information right away, and it goes right into your portal. If you have a CRM, everything can download. Or if you also have like a drop mail where people can actually, information can feed through there, where you can actually send automatic information out to them, that's good as well. So we want to do both. We want to make sure you have something tangible in your hand when you go into events, but also if you can get on that digital, that also will, to me helps out a lot, because a lot of people don't like carrying cards around, and your card will get lost and everything else, but they do have their phone on them at all times.
Right. Yep. And the world is all in that direction, social media and that whole thing. Right.
Yes, sir. So I will put it together, and if you don't mind, I can share it with you. And if you're approved with that, I can see how we can have everybody also get their digital cards
That'd be
uploaded as
wonderful
well.
for the team. Yeah. That'd be
Yes,
great
sir.
for the team. Yeah. I like it.
I have a quick question. Since we
Yes, sir.
Blackwater, can this be a black tie event? If so, Chief, are we gonna have any?
Say that again. Say that last part.
Well, I was saying, would this be a black tie event? Because I want to dust off my tuxedo. And if it is,
Oh,
are we gonna have entertainment?
entertainment. You're going to have to ask Sonu Sandu that. Sonu Sandu's in charge of entertainment.
Okay.
Well, one thing, so some of you have not met Lloyd Gibson in person. I have on several occasions met Lloyd Gibson in person. And I'll tell you, this gentleman is always earning that #1 trophy for the best dressed gentleman. He knows how to dress it up. He knows how to dress it up.
That's funny.
He's going to bring it out. Yep.
Yes, sir.
For sure. Well, cool, Pradeep. You and I covered a lot of things the other
Chief,
day.
Laura has actually just joined the business. I think she's still driving. Laura, are you there? I think she's still driving. She's
Yes,
there.
I'm here. I'm
Chief,
here.
Chief, you know Laura, right?
Yes. Hi, Laura.
Hi, how are you?
Good. We covered a lot of good stuff. Pradeep will definitely fill you in. But we're excited that Pradeep's making the commitment to come out to the United States early and work with the entire team. So I think it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Wonderful. So we were talking about building through the Bay Area, Sacramento, Merced, California, and of course, San Jose, and the whole, all the different areas that are, 1 hour this way, 2 hours that way, and get maximum amount of exposure, to Pradeep. And it's the famous thing, people pay more attention to the out of town guest than they'll pay attention to you. And so we're going to utilize that third party credibility that Pradeep has to help build everybody's businesses.
I see. Okay. Yeah, I'm already working on a couple of meetings with people. So here in my area, and I did talk to Pradeep about contacting some of the people that I know that I met through and how I met you. So I'm working on that right now.
Fantastic. Yeah, it's something where if we get 1 or 2 or 3 key leaders to work with from the beginning, and we work that, through the month of July, they're coming to Las Vegas. And they're bringing their team to Las Vegas, and that can be a great rocket ship way to launch the business.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a hold. I'm meeting up tonight with a couple of them that we've kept connected. There's another one too that's from Vegas. So I'm going to surprise you with that one.
Okay. All right. Yeah. If they're actually in Vegas, that makes it even easier for them to really build up for the event. That's great.
Exactly. So I'll be having a conference meeting with her, actually a video. And I believe it's Wednesday. She said it was her day off. So
fantastic.
I'll be in contact with her that day.
Fantastic. Now I know you're new to the team here, Laura. How are you enjoying the Black MP water?
We loved it. Arizona loved it. They thought it was like one of the ladies who's a psychologist. She said, "You're tricking me that I'm supposed to leave my Pepsi over this, right?" So you'll hear from her soon. She'll let you guys know her story, how she started. No, it's been wonderful. They loved it. I got a couple of friends and family members trying it, so it's pretty good.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah, no, it's amazing, and hopefully you were there last Monday to hear from Darren Long. Were you there for that?
Yes, I came in about a half an hour late, but I was there for the rest of it.
Okay, what I was suggesting to everybody is, if you go to our Facebook and watch the Facebook Live from last Monday, and just fast forward or rewind to those key parts, there's so much juicy information about the product, and it's so powerful that you just take clips of that and increase your knowledge right away, because he really crossed every T and dotted every I and really gave the big foundational picture of the product.
I see. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll look in. I'll review it tonight, especially since I'm meeting with some of the ladies that I work with here in San Jose, and the other. We'll probably sit down and look at it together.
Oh, when you do, you come off of that. I mean, even I had my father's been taking it twice a day, once in the morning and once at night. And after I got off that Zoom, I was like, Dad, just take it in the middle of the day too. And so now he's on 3 times. It's just like, once you review that and get that information, it's like you never want to be without the product. You're just like, oh my gosh, I had no clue that it was this powerful.
Just too much energy. Geez, too much energy. Sometimes I can't even sleep.
I think that's because you're part of this team right here. Pradeep will make sure nobody sleeps.
Exactly. All right.
No, that's going to be great. And I'm glad you guys are working together and working with Pradeep here, and what we can do in California, leading up to Las Vegas and even Arizona. It's just a great way to launch the business for all the new people that are joining in and coming through. But Pradeep, you can fill in Laura later on what we all have been talking about here.
Yes, I'm recording this, so I will send it to everyone. So anybody who's missed out can get the full discussion what we actually had. Now, Chief, you were also talking about Los Angeles. You wanted to do something there?
I definitely think so, because I know that, here in California, we have a lot of contacts in Los Angeles area as well. Don, TJ, you guys have, or Karen, Los Angeles
Yes,
contacts?
we do have a team we have a team in LA. Yes.
Okay. So I like that. Not one person, but a team in LA. There you go. So let's plan. That's an easy flight, Pradeep. It's like an hour and a half max, and if you're staying in San Jose near the airport and all that, it's just like you pop on the flight, you're there, Southwest Airlines or whatever, and you pop right back. So Los Angeles, definitely. Everybody has prospects out in because, we're in Northern California, and it's like a separate country from Southern California. But we all have prospects and friends and guests. And, I even have relatives out there in the Los Angeles area myself. And so I would definitely say, put that on your map, and once and coordinate with Dawn and Laura and Karen and everybody, then you'll know, what the value is and if there's enough volume to do that.
So Don, is there enough people to come and meet us on the 5th of July?
Yes, there is enough people to come and meet you on the 5th of July. We'll have the room full.
Okay.
Well, that's great. And then out there in Sacramento, Mrs. Brooks, what can we do out in Sacramento?
We're gonna me, DJ, and TJ have been talking. We're gonna have a weekly meeting, and we'll definitely have enough presenters. We're having it to where we get those lined up with the team as weekly presenters now, and we'll be doing weekly presenters at a location in Sacramento. We're gonna start at Denny's, and then once we get enough committed individuals, we're gonna that we can hold down a location and they can commit to pricing also. We're going to move it to a hotel.
Okay.
So we did before in the past and it worked for years. So we'll start it up again.
There you go. Excellent. Excellent.
There's a gentleman out there in Sacramento, in old Sacramento. He has a restaurant, House of Soul. He has a very large patio outing where we can set up microphones, speaking. And he's a part of our team. I think it might be nice to do a little free lunch at his place. Very nice place.
Okay. There you go. No, that'll be very good. And Mrs. Johnson, what city are you in?
I'm in Windsor, Connecticut.
Connecticut. Okay. So Pradeep, I know because of school, you do, you know, Connecticut a little bit. But are there other pockets of areas, whether we're talking Florida, Washington area, Connecticut area, that that could have enough volume potentially for Pradeep?
Well, we're working on that. Because my team is like global and expanded out. I just moved to Connecticut, so I'm getting to know the area myself.
Okay.
I'll be going out to speaking to some small business owners, gym owners. I have a cheerleading team that I'm going to be speaking with. So I do know that Pradeep is very well known with UConn, and he has connections there. You know, Washington, D.C. would be a good area as well for him.
Chief, Washington, D.C., we have that Sudanese gentleman that you actually had a meeting, who was a singer, Akram.
Yep.
Yeah,
Akram, I remember him.
yes.
And then
so-
but you also have Deacon Paul Jackson and Robert Smith. And so Don and Terrence, if you feel that we can get enough of their team, enough of their prospects, enough of their leaders, combine that with Akram, you know, and then everybody else can invite. I know Dana, you've got a good thing going on. If you're kind of like all over the place, that's good too. But yeah, so I mean, why, you know, if we can get those guys to coordinate. So you want to communicate, Don, with Deacon Paul Jackson and Pradeep. You can communicate with Akram and then
Okay.
Robert Smith and you know, Dana or her team. You know, maybe we can do an event out in that DC area.
That'd be excellent.
You know, Chief, I personally believe with a little bit of planning and forward energy, anything is possible before Vegas. Anything. 5 stars, 10 stars, probably superstars. I mean, you know, it doesn't take a lot to get lucky in a binary. You know, just get the right person on the left, right person on the right. You know, the genealogy explosion is very, very easy. But the leaders just need to have the vision that they would want it. You know, if we are talking about the first event on the 5th and probably coming on the 2nd or 3rd, that's a long time for me in the US. You know, to be honest with you, the only thing, you know, Chief was telling me yesterday is there enough activity for me to be there for 30 days? And that, you know, I would not be in a position to actually answer that. Don, TJ, Pamela, I think you'd have to actually answer that. Is there enough activity? Right? Because if we do it activity by activity by activity, you know, sign up is not an issue, guys. There's tons of signups.
We're getting started right now, getting it locally, getting it done. So we're gonna earn your time here, and we're gonna make sure that when you come, it'll be on purpose. We won't take advantage of that.
Correct. So if you are taking advantage, I don't know how far Sacramento is from San Jose. How far is it? 2 hours?
Hey, Pradeep.
2.5 hours driving to San Jose.
Right. So when we're coming to Sacramento, if there is a lot of people coming with me and you all are there and they're waiting for us, the impact is going to be unbelievable. Right? It's all about impact.
We will have a rotation. We're
Pradeep.
gonna have a rotation. We will follow you from each area. We got South Bay, North Bay, West Bay. Wherever you're at, we'll be there. We'll bring a team.
That's the
So you
goal.
will
That's
have
the
a
goal, is to
guaranteed
bring
audience.
people and
Yep.
keep Pradeep really, really busy, you know, because this is a once in a lifetime chance. He's never done this before. He's never been to California before. So we're going to welcome him to the sunshine of California and, but really take advantage of the fact that, you know, it's the first time he's here and he's obviously a tremendous trainer, leader, and he's got the checks, you know, he's just a guy that's making the coin right now and kind of leading the charge. And so, you know, use that to your advantage. I would, you know, to help build your business. I see Melissa just popped back in. Mrs. Johnson, where were you before Connecticut?
So Dana was in Florida. She was in Florida.
Florida. Yeah, I used to live in Florida.
Okay, all right. But it's exciting to hear that your team is kind of like in all these places, which is great. It's spread out because we got the whole 50 states of the United States. Of course, I know, Melissa, you're in Florida. So is there enough activity yet in Florida for to justify any type of an event, or not yet?
Not yet, but I can make it happen. I need to just, right now I have 3 people that I've locked in that are heavy hitters here in Florida. I just have to connect with them and let's put a strategy together and see what we can do. I don't want to open it up until I can have a strategy. I can't, for me, Chief, I have to see it and be able to lay it out before I can say, let's do it, right? So if you can give me at least a day or two for me to figure out how we're going to execute and be sure that we can have a room full of people to have Pradeep come, I don't have a problem, because my team is now, right now, we're in 10 different states, 10 states. So we're, so far only right now is only 3 people that I've had so far here in Florida. But I know that it can grow to us having a great meeting here, but I just need to lay the foundation to make sure that it is possible.
Yeah, yeah. But nowadays, in the world of Zoom, and it just depends on where your contacts take off. It's so easy to have a business that's not locally in your area. It's just like in all these different cities or different states. I get it. Yeah, for sure. Melissa, now you're also doing regular presentations, right?
Yes, sir. So Monday through Thursday, I've availed myself to do the presentation from at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And what I found that would really benefit and help us out a lot is the fact that we can break it up. So on Mondays, we're having opportunity meeting. Tuesday will be just product only. Wednesday will be opportunity, and Thursday will be product only. So that's what I think that will kind of help out. And when I say product only, I'm still going to let them know, we do have an opportunity for you to have that plan B, so I did record the last one we did. It was 18 minutes long. I can send that to you so you can see how I'm looking to bring that in, but I really want to see if we can really show them the flagship. Once people can get in and fall in love with the product, sharing the product would just come easy for them. I need them to fall in love with the product.
Right. There's definitely. Go ahead, Dana. Sorry.
There was a request that I had made. We're talking about the product and giving information, but we wanted to have some solid testimonials. I did create a group for people to come and drop their testimonials. So it would be great if point everyone to that direction, because then you can, people will be able to see what is happening, what is possible for them through the different testimonials that we're getting. But also I did request some studies in terms of what the product has proven in terms of women's health and things like that. Because if they're able to identify their issues, then they're going to gravitate to the product, because it speaks to them, speaks to what's going on with them. So if we can have some more of those, that would be wonderful as well. And when we do the product presentation, we can add some testimonials, quick testimonials on those product calls.
Yeah, for sure. And, I'll just make a couple of comments on that. Definitely in Las Vegas, you're going to hear some exciting things from Mr. Darren Long. And I know he's bringing a couple of his team as well on some of that, which is amazing. I don't want to leak it out here on this Zoom at all, but it's really, really strong from that standpoint. The other side, talking about testimonials, the Philippines team, they have perfected that. They do that so well. I mean, they've got all these testimonials gathered where it's just unstoppable for somebody to say no to the product. And so if you're doing something like that, that's right on. They have it from people's wounds that fell off their motorcycle, and they have kids testimonials, people that have a lump on their neck for 7 years and now it's subsiding. I mean, they just have all kinds of like a wide range pictures, before and after. They have it all. And moving it that way is incredible. And what Melissa is doing, is 2 things. The opportunity is the top-down approach, but then also when you have a product like this, you've got the bottom-up approach, which is super strong. And the bottom-up approach is leading with the product first. And by the way, if you saw Melissa's daughter, Chelsea did a fantastic video. And why I like that so much is it showed the right way to use the product, because one of my friends, Mr. Raman in India, he's amazing. He's a great guy. And so he sent me a video, of them using the product. And what they did was they'd take a scoop and then they'd stick the red spoon in the glass and they start stirring it really, really fast. And then they'd look at it and then they'd stir it some more. And then he was drinking it on the video. And I was like, oh, that's cool. I'm glad you're enjoying the product, but I'm saying it's not exactly the right way to do it. You don't need to stick that spoon in the water, and you don't need to stir it. It's going to take care of itself. And stuff. So she did it perfectly. So if somebody says, how do I use this product? Give them Chelsea's video. And thank you for letting us utilize that. That was so cute, and I think it's just great. It's just great.
Thank you so much for sharing, Mel. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So, Mel, is it okay for us to figure out how everybody can gravitate to? I know you do a presentation every Monday, but
No. I stopped those.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. A couple of weeks ago. So Dawn and some of the presenters have taken over the presentation there. But yeah, no, I don't do the presentations anymore.
Okay, so just want to let the California team know that the calls that I do with Dana and Miss Betty, it's open to the entire USA, and even those in we have India that comes on, UK that comes on, Pradeep is always on as well. So I want us to understand we're one team, right? I know that you're building on that side, and we're on the East Coast here, but we want to make sure that every guest, if they're not able to go to yours, they know that there's another person that is doing the presentation. So feel free to share. I have already created the one for this week, so we can know what time. The Zoom link never change. It's always the same. It's
Good.
Always 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There's no passcode. All they have to do, I have to let them in the room. That's the only thing. And we normally have three hosts that three co-hosts that will normally look to make sure everything is on point. I normally try my best to start the call no later than 9:03 to respect everyone's time. So, and I don't open for a Q&A. Why? Because remember, our goal is to get them in the information and get them, send them back to the person that brought them there so they can get them closed in. We don't want to continue to have it so long where you lose their interest of them signing up. So there's no Q&A, there's no opening. We go in and we go out, right? And we send them back to those whoever actually send them to the presentation. So please, if however I can send the information over to you, Don, if you can send it out to the team, you guys are always welcome to have your guests, yourself on the call as well.
Well, what we're doing over here is
what part of Florida is Melissa in?
I'm in Lake Mary, Florida. That is on the outskirts of Orlando. I'm about 55 minutes from the airport. So I'm in Lake Mary, Florida. Yes, sir. You can say Orlando. Yes.
Okay, great.
So that would be for California, Melissa, 6 p.m. California time.
That'd be correct. 6 p.m. California time.
Yeah.
Okay. A good idea would be get the schedule over to Pradeep, and Pradeep not only get it to the USA team, but get it to the international teams as well.
Yes.
Because right now everybody's building USA for Vegas, right? And so
Perfect.
I know people in like Fawaz Ali's team in London, they would love to invite for a USA presentation. So Pradeep, you can get that to everybody. So Melissa, get that out to Pradeep.
Yeah, Pradeep already has it, and
Okay.
it's also in the women's group as well from the global women's group. So Pradeep, you have it already, right?
Yes.
Awesome.
So let's
sir.
promote that, because that helps all the people overseas in Saudi Arabia or London to have prospects in USA, because a lot of people do. Everybody has relatives somewhere in USA. Plug them into that presentation, get that lined up for leaning towards Vegas as well. If there's one thing that I'll be critical of on the presentations, and this is not on one person or two people or anybody, but just overall, because we have a very exciting opportunity and product, and there's so much to talk about it. You want to just blah, 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 tell them everything. I would say one of the flaws that is something that we should all work on is the presentation. Shorten it as much as possible. They're too long, and when the long presentations, you're going to lose people. They don't have human. It's a human thing. You can't keep their attention when you go for 47 minutes or 57. The attention span has to be, especially in a presentation format. You know, we as people that are in the business, yeah, we can go to a 4-hour training and get a lot of focus on a 4-hour training because we're in the deal. But the people that are prospects, you know, you want to keep their attention. So the way to do it is short and sizzly and exciting. Short, sizzly, and exciting, right? That's the presentation. And so that's why I agree with Melissa, no time for Q&A and all those kinds of things. And you see that slide towards the end. Are you an A, B, or C? Just let the person know who invited you. It's as simple as that, A, B, or C. And so that is one part of that, I would say. And then the second thing is, now that we're getting some outrageous product testimonials, and now that we're getting some really good income testimonials, people are hitting $500 a week, $800 a week in the US, you know, $1,000 is, you know, money testimonials. So the part of the presentation, you know, short as possible. And then if you teach the team how to give the right testimonials, you know, that's what we need, you know, is just, you know, your name, you know, where you're at, your background real quick, you know. So I'd just say, you know, hey, I'm Mary here in Arizona. I'm a nurse. I looked at this, you know, and decided that it was the right plan B for me. And in my first 30 days, blah, whatever the result was. That's it. How long was that? 20 seconds, right? And you line up a few of those and then a couple on the product as well. You know, the first time I took it, I held my nose, I squinted my eyes, I didn't know what it tastes like. And then it tasted refreshing and I couldn't even believe it. And, you know, next thing you know, I woke up the next morning feeling great. Or, you know, my digestion problem got resolved, whatever, just a quick boom, boom, boom. So when you have real people giving real results in a quick, short format and a short presentation, you are going to increase the enrollment ratio. You're going to increase the sign-up ratio. So those are a couple of things that I'd be critical of on the presentations. But let's get them better and better and better as time goes by. It's going to be fun.
I do have a concern.
Yes.
I agree totally on the time, the cutting it down of the time, having about 3 or 4 testimonials, everything. And I agree with having more presentations available weekly. I know that we started our presentations on Tuesday and Thursday nights at 6 p.m. Or we are going to continue with what we're doing, or are you saying merge them?
You're asking me that question? Or just
sorry, I was asking you. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. No. I'm not suggesting anything like that. Definitely, you know, everybody here is an independent leader. And so, you know, you guys can get together and see how you guys want to do this, you know, and who wants to do what events and that kind of thing. But you know, you just coordinate amongst yourselves, I think Melissa is awesome to be offering, you know, and letting everybody know that there is a schedule that she's doing presentations and everybody can participate. That's awesome. But as far as, you know, when are the trainings, when are the presentations, and who's doing what, that's amongst all of the leadership, you know, you guys organizing how you want to do it.
Introducing the right. A clear-cut calendar where people have options is good. So if we can put all the schedules together so everybody knows where to send someone and when to send them, even the global, the European calls, the Filipino calls, you know, that's important.
Yeah. And, you know, everybody knows that none of those events are corporate event. The only corporate event is Monday, the Monday Millionaire Mentorship Zoom. Right. And so all the other events, you know, if you guys have a team calendar or, you know, an independent calendar, but that's a good idea. What Mrs. Johnson just said, you know, to have something where people see all the flexibility, because like right now, there's a lot of people that can't come in the middle of the day. They're at their job, right? So they can't be here today. So, you know, a 6 p.m. might work for somebody or a 3 p.m. might work for somebody else. And so you guys can put together a calendar amongst the team. And, you know, I just talk like this because I'm not really a corporate guy. I've always been a distributor all my life. And so I just give you guys tips that I did, you know, as a leader in the industry and how I built my business. And so that's where I just give a little bit of my influence on that side of the business. But at the end of the day, you know, from a corporate standpoint, company standpoint, we just have the Monday thing. But the rest of the calendar, you guys organize it with the team and have a calendar, have options open. I think that's good. Great idea. All right, Pradeep, I've got to jump off here. Got to run. Got a full day planner full of stuff. Yes, I still use an old school day planner instead of just my phone. I love to write everything down. No, I'm
Thank you for
excited.
your
I'm
time.
excited for this tour that Pradeep's going to do in the United States. And let's welcome him here to USA and build with him and do the maximum that we can do and grow with everybody.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mel, for your time. We greatly appreciate you.
See you, everybody.
Take care.
You guys like my movie screen?
I love it. I love it.
I was just messing around here.
My daughter said, is that a green screen or is he really? I said, no, that's a green screen.
And Miss Coach Dana Johnson, my son lives in Connecticut. I don't know how far you're from Newington, but my son lives in.
Just around the corner. I'm a vet. I go to Newington very often.
Wow.
That's where the VA hospital is.
My daughter-in-law, she's a doctor at the Hartford Hospital.
That's not far from me either. I used to work at Hartford Hospital.
Yeah, well, my son's he's in your neck of the woods.
All right, let's go.
I have to get your number.
Gladly.
I'll let you all connect. Stay on the meeting. But I gotta jump. Be blessed. Be blessed.
Take
Good
care,
for
Mel.
everybody.
Chief, you need to
Take
make
care.
me the co-host.
Nice screen.
The
too.
host.
That was a nice screen.
Okay.
Cell phone bill.